Hey everybody, thank you so much for coming to my channel, D versus Debt. This is D, and I wanted to start the new year off with new cash envelopes, you know, kind of new year, new me sort of thing to keep things fun and interesting. However, I did not want to spend money on it. So what I did is I busted out a bunch of my old crafting supplies and some of the stuff that had been gifted to me during the Christmas period from my subscribers. And so I came up with these vellum cash envelopes that have a little window in them so that you can see the money that's inside, and then on the back side they're completely clear so that you can see the entire bill. So it's pretty straightforward, it's pretty easy. Let me show you kind of the progression to it that led up to my little window envelopes. So this is an album that Desiree from Debt Free by 43 had gifted to me. It's from Simply Gilded, and she'd shown me how to turn it into a binder. Super easy. It comes with elastics, and so basically I just gutted an old wallet that had the 3-ring binders in it, and I put it into here with the elastics holding it in. And then I took the vellum that she gave me, as well as some that Sanya had given me that was also Simply Gilded. I had received some vellum at a D-stash from a planner girl group that I went to. And so I used basically all these materials to put together my new sinking fund envelope. So originally, I started off by making them peekaboo envelopes. So let me put the dollar bill into this one so you can see what I mean by peekaboo if you're not familiar with this style of cash envelope. So basically the vellum covers up most of your money, but you do see in the corner a little bit of money peeking out. So this was the technique that I used for my new sinking fund of vet bills, because if you're watching me in December, that wiped out all my money and then some. For my car, because in the summer this wiped out all my money and then some. So I'm going to start a car sinking fund. Gifts, this is what I used to save up for my Christmas gifts, but I will continue to do it throughout the year for people's birthday gifts, baby shower gifts, wedding gifts, all that good stuff. Oops is my new version of my unbudgeted cash envelope, where an expense pops up and you're like, oops, I didn't plan ahead for that. I didn't see that coming, and so you can draw money from here. And then I have a few extra ones left over, and that'll be getting turned into whatever category that I need it to be turned into. So the way that I make it into a tabbed envelope, and that helps keep things flexible so that I can change things around. Avery, which you can get on Amazon, in Walmart, wherever it is, makes these tabs that you peel and stick into it. So they come in large size, medium size, small size. They come in all different sizes and colors. I have some that are in metallic, so they have iridescent, they have all these possibilities, all these choices to choose from. So for these particular ones, because I was going with a gold theme, I went with the gold tabs, but I also have rose gold, silver, copper to choose from. And so it's really easy. You just take your tab, like let's say you have a bunch of cash envelopes, so you're just going to use an itty bitty tab. You can either write or use stickers like I did. These letters came with some cash envelopes, the clear ones that I use that zip. It came with a bunch of sheets of letters, and so I just used tweezers to pick them off and then lay them down to spell out the words. So, you know, whatever you have, just get creative with it. But then basically you just peel your tab, and I'll put it right here in the middle so you can see. This is a whole sticky area right here, and then you just kind of line it up, press it down, and now you have your little tab that you can grab and flip. So these are great. They really do come in handy, and I like that it lets me swap out my envelopes and change things up as I need to come up with new categories or change my categories and all that sort of good stuff. So again, this is just vellum paper. Let me show you. If you want to go out and buy your own, you can get clear vellum or you can get patterned vellum. So these are really affordable. This is from Hobby Lobby, 99 cents. And so this was part of the sheets that were de-stashed to me, that were given to me for free at that planner girl group. So basically Hobby Lobby puts these on sale for half off like every other week, it feels like. So you can get it for 50 cents. And then you just cut it down to size, and you can actually make quite a few envelopes out of just one sheet. Mine that I make are 6.5 inches wide by 3 inches tall, so you can get several out of them on this page. So let me show you some of the window ones that I made, because I realized I want to make these jazzy looking. I want to be able to, I like the peekaboo concept, but I wanted to get a little bit more creative with it. I dug around and I happen to have these like giant stamps that you slide your paper into, and then you just press it down and it cuts out the shape. In this case it was a jar, because back in the day, I have had this for years, back in the day mason jars were all the rage in the crafting world, and so I've had it and haven't really used it, and I realized how cute these could be, like little savings jars, because these are basically like my little, you know, sinking funds, my little savings accounts. So I thought that was perfect. I have another one and I thought this was hilarious, but this will probably be like for, I don't know, an emergency fund or something like that. But for me, I thought the jars were absolutely perfect. So I cut down my vellum into those strips that I talked about, 6.5 inches wide, 3 inches tall, and then I slid it into here and then just press it down and punch. The cool thing about it, and again, because I'm the type of person that likes to use everything up, I don't like to throw things away, is that when you punch your jar out, you're left with these cool little jar shapes. And so I thought these would be cute for like a mini cash envelope where it's like half of this size, and you put in a folded up bill. So on top of it then, embedded into the laminate, you could have like your little jar there. So there's, you know, possibilities to use these, so I'm not going to throw these away. I think these are really cute as well. But let me just show you an overview. Again, these are from vellum that I got for free from Desiree, from Sanya, from a friend of mine named Karen from that planner group I was just talking about. So these are the windows. It's hard to see because of the background, but I only use one sheet of vellum. You can use two if you like, but I like being able to leave the back completely clear. And I like just using one because it gives a more sheer effect when you put your money in, where if you double up with the vellum, it's harder to see through. And I like being able to see through. I think that's the cool thing about using vellum. And so the little window, I think, is just such a cool effect. Again, you can see which envelopes are empty. You can see which envelopes are stuffed just at a glance, just by seeing, you know, the money through the little peekaboo window. And this is a quick shout out to as well to Yureli, as she has cash and plans, and to Natasha, my budget bestie at This Little Budget, because these are L bucks. They save up every L dollar that they come across. So here I am pointing out to the L. So they each save these L bucks for their kids. Yureli's little boy, his name starts with an L. Natasha's little girl, her name starts with an L. So I'm going to start looking for D bucks. If I see a dollar bill with the letter D in there, I'm going to set it aside, and I'm going to call it dinero, like money, D bucks, because they call theirs L bucks. So let me show you then what the process looks like. And I'm going to try to keep it simple so that I don't overwhelm you. But basically, again, I cut down the sheets to 6.5 by 3. You can decide what measurements you want. You might want to make them bigger. Any smaller though, and the money won't fit inside. Then you take a sheet of laminate. So let me go ahead and open it up so you can see what it looks like. And you'll notice it looks a little shorter because what I did is I cut off the bottom 3 inches, and that's going to get turned into the inside pocket of one of the cash envelopes. So the way that it works is, if you notice, the outside of a laminating sheet is shiny. The inside of a laminating sheet is matte. The matte sides stick, but the shiny sides don't stick. So to create a pocket then, when I cut out the bottom 3 inches and cut it down to size, I'm going to turn it inside out. So now the matte sides are outside and the shiny sides are on the inside, and they won't stick together. That's how you get a pocket where your money can fit inside. So all you need to do then is that you line up your vellum on top of it. You're going to create a little sandwich basically. And so you line up the vellum that happens to be the same size as the laminate that you cut out. you open up your sheet. There's one side that's anchored in, and so that's what I use to anchor mine together. So I slide it all the way to the edge until it can't slide anymore and it gets trapped in here. And then I put one more here and I run it through the laminate. So let me go ahead and show you one that's already laminated. So this is a set that's already laminated. So now you just need to cut it down to size. If you noticed, I kept a big gap between the two cash envelopes. That's because I leave 1/2 inch on the bottom of each one. This is where I'm going to punch my holes into. As you can see, the holes right here. Let me kind of move around so the glare shows them. And that's what gets put into the 3-ring binder. So you take a cutter. I happen to love the Fiskar brand. Let me show you the name brand there, because this particular type of cutter has a wire right in the middle where you slide the cutter up and down. That lets you see exactly where it's going to cut. So let me go ahead and cut one out. The very first one that I do is the top. So you got to make sure you see where the top of your envelope is. For me, it's up here where the top of the little jar is, where the lid goes. That one you cut all the way, so you put your wire right on the edge of the vellum, because this is going to split your envelope open. It breaks the seal of the laminate and it lets you get to the inside where you have the pocket that you created for your cash to go. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then let me show you what I mean, that now you can split it open and that's where your money goes inside. You have to be careful though not to cut too close to the other side so that you don't split those sides open. You want to keep those sealed. So I'm gonna measure it to 1/2 inch on the bottom, because remember, that's where I punch my holes. So now I have a 1/2 inch here. This side is already taken care of because I put it right up against the edge. So now I just have to leave a little tiny lip on the other side, but I don't want to cut it so close to where the vellum is that it'll split it open. So now I have my little cash envelope. So all I need to do is to go in and round the corners. So this I got from Hobby Lobby a couple years ago for just a couple of bucks, because I waited for it to go 50% off, which is what I do with pretty much everything that I buy anywhere, really. I wait for it to go on sale. And now my edges are rounded and I don't have to worry about stabbing myself. And then now I just use another cash envelope. So now I take my envelope, the one that has the holes already punched into it. I line it up with the one that needs to be punched, hold it together firmly. I take my hole punch and I just go through and I punch, 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 following the other one as a guide. And then this way they fit perfectly into my ring binder. So that is it. This is how I make my fancy looking but cheap. Basically they're free because they're all materials that were given to me or that I had laying around the house, cash envelopes. So I hope you enjoyed, and now it's time to do a quick stuffing, my very first stuffing for the year. So every Monday I do my Money Monday if you're new to the channel, and I stuff my cash envelopes and my sinking funds, and I usually do a budget of $100. So usually I do all 20s. So here's 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. The reason for that is because I don't have a local branch of my credit union. It closed down, and so basically I'm just stuck with an ATM. So normally I start off with all 20s, and then as I start getting change, I'm able to break down the bills into different denominations. So for my wallet, the only envelope I'm stuffing this time is going to be my handyman. I try to build this one up to 50 bucks so I can have him come over and help. Right now I have 25, so this 20 is going to put me at 45, so very close to being done with his envelope. So 20, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That takes care of that. The reason I'm not stuffing the other envelopes is, first of all, let me show you. Giving I'm probably going to do electronically because I'm not really going to be out and about very much in the coming week, because all I have to do is go up to Tucson and back this week for my procedure, and after that then I have to get ready for school to start all over again and all that stuff. So I'll probably be a homebody for a while. Yum! I still have my Burger King Enabler Club money in here, so I have a card left, and I have 2 5s that were sent to me in the mail, my Christmas cards. So thank you all so very much. You have been keeping me well fed with my Burger King money, so no need to stuff that. The happy envelope I'm going to be stuffing using money of one of the savings challenges that I'm doing. So Gina Renee RN Budgets Savings Challenge, Way to Save. If I lose weight, I'm going to put the money into my happy envelope. If I gain weight, I'm going to take it away from my happy envelope. And if it's already empty, then I have to steal that money from another envelope. So things are going to get interesting there. No money for shopping because I have my $120 that I saved up for my savings challenge, the Unicorn Savings Challenge for the new year. So January 4th, Tuesday, when I go have my procedure done, I'm going to go blow that money on some fun stuff. So no need to stuff that one. Handyman, again, I just stuffed. And my water bill, I'm actually going to retire this envelope because from here on out, I'm going to be paying my bill through bill pay in my credit union. I tried it out for the very first time. I got my bill. It was $34 for December. I paid it through bill pay and everything seemed to go through just fine. So I'm going to keep doing that. So again, that means that my water envelope gets retired. Now time for my sinking funds. So these sinking funds are basically little savings funds that I'm going to build out throughout the year to get me out of a bind like I got into in December. So for vet, I'm going to put in 20 and start building this up. This is just for vet visits for my dog and my cat. Their food, their meds, the other stuff is in a separate account. This is just for when they actually go see the vet. My car is over 10 years old, and so it's going to start needing work to function. But also I have about a year left on my tires. So that's at least $700. So I need to be setting money aside for that. So this is where it's going to go. Giving is for either birthday presents, or if I want to buy somebody a gift or donate money for somebody that I see in need, it'll come out as gift. And oops, again, is my unbudgeted. So that is going to have $20 in there for when an unexpected expense pops up, as they always do, and I'll be ready. So quick and easy stuffing because it's the very first stuffing of the year, which means all my envelopes are empty. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And if you do decide to make some of my little window vellum cash envelopes, and it doesn't have to be made with vellum, I just think that it looks fancier, you can make them using cardstock or whatever else you decide. Let me know. I'd love to see pictures and see how it turned out. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.